Well, it's to be seen, but it was good to hear that these reports were catastrophically or categorically, however we wants to put it, false. It's simply because you see them moving around money. You see Bakhtiari just restructured his deal just to create some cap space. So it's either going to happen where Aaron Rodgers is going to get some of that money. Obviously, he's going to get restructured somehow. But Davante Adams is a huge component to whether or not Aaron Rodgers stays. And I think something else that has happened over the course of this offseason that has not really truly been talked about when it comes to the future of Aaron Rodgers is Matt LaFleur going out and acquiring former quarterback coach of Aaron Rodgers, Tom Clements. It was huge because you have someone who Aaron Rodgers has a rapport with. He will respect, he will respond to. And so you are trying to set up these pieces so that everything that you do alludes to Aaron that this is all for you. So when it comes to you making a decision, Aaron Rodgers being that you, look, guy, we're setting this all up for you. We're built to succeed with you at the quarterback position. Now, again, it's all in the hands of Aaron Rodgers, and I think Davante Adams plays a huge role in whether he comes back. Aaron Rodgers wants to wait and see what they do with Davante Adams. The Packers are trying to lock in Aaron Rodgers. And so I think at some point we're going to need to see what they decide to do. And I don't think a franchise tag will be enough if that's all they do, unless there's guaranteed talks that they're going to sign Davante Adams for a long term. That would, in my opinion, ensure that they end up bringing Aaron Rodgers back. But his future with the Green Bay Packers is based on the pieces around him. It's simple. It's as simple as that. And the number one piece is Davante Adams.
All right, I'm going to get to what I think the future of Aaron Rodgers with the Green Bay Packers is. But, Greg, if you don't hate me by the end of this show, then I've done something wrong. And I cannot skip the lead here because you were one who questioned Aaron Rodgers and his desire to have a $50 million contract and knowing the cap hell that would put the Packers in and the contradiction that has with his desire to win, and shared with us a conversation that you had that Aaron said, Greg, don't be that guy. Don't look to take all the money. Don't look to restructure or to ask for a different contract. So now, that was before we got the news that Aaron Rodgers is, and I love that you said not categorically, but catastrophically said it was false, because I think that's probably the more appropriate word here. But I need to know from you, hearing this latest news about Aaron Rodgers and his response, how do you feel now? Because I got the sense, I don't think I got the sense, I think you were very disappointed in what you initially heard or felt as a result of that report.
I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed for a multitude of reasons, none more than the reason why you're in this situation with this team is to win. That was and from everything that we've heard of Aaron Rodgers all this year, especially with his future lying in the balance, it wasn't based on money. Last year, coming into the season, they wanted to make him one of the highest paid guys, if not the highest paid quarterback or player in the league. And he was like, it's not about that. He was adamant about it not being about the money. And so to hear that report come out, it was like, what is going on? Because there's been so many times throughout the course of this year and off season that we've heard something and it's like Aaron doesn't speak up. And now he spoke up and said that that's not the case. And it's still to be seen. We will see if that was or is not to be the case. But for me, it would have been unfortunate, because understanding what's at stake, the personnel that needs to be intact for them to be successful, and to ask if that were the case for that amount of money, that would have destroyed those chances.
Greg, I need to ask you this. And, you know, when you leave a place you've been forever, right? Aaron Rodgers has been in Green Bay forever. If you want to bolt there, just like we've seen NBA stars bolt, we saw Tom Brady leave New England, you have to be willing to be the villain, okay? You have to be willing to be hated by the place you leave. LeBron leaves Cleveland, they're burning jerseys. It doesn't happen as often in the NFL, but what I've seen from Aaron Rodgers that I haven't heard from you yet is a change in who he is in the last year or two. He has become the drama king, okay? Every offseason for the last 2 years, is Aaron Rodgers going to go? They draft Jordan Love. What's happening with Aaron Rodgers? He's loving being the center of attention, okay? He's going out there, he's showcasing his Hollywood starlet, and then he announces on Instagram, hey, we broke up, okay? Now he's going on podcasts, talking about anti-vaccination, talking about his guy Joe Rogan, hanging out with a former punter. Like, this is a different Aaron Rodgers. To me, Greg, he looks like he's ready to be the villain and say, you know what, Green Bay, I loved you, I had a great time, peace, I'm done here, okay? We had a good run, we couldn't get over the hump in the playoffs. You guys decided to draft a quarterback in the first round instead of help me out. He's demanding they bring Randall Cobb back. Like, this is, to me, a different Aaron Rodgers. I think he's ready to leave. I think his future is elsewhere. I think we could see him in Denver for sure. Basically, throw a dart in the AFC, and you could say that team wants to go after Aaron Rodgers. Now, can they make it a package deal with Davante Adams? That would be very pie in the sky. But, Greg, when you look at the changes Rodgers has made here in the last couple of years, he's a different person. And as he gets up there near 40 years old, I think he turns 39 in December, I can easily see him bolting, demanding out the same way Brett Favre had the drama in Green Bay. We're seeing it play out once again with Aaron Rodgers.
J-Mac, you make a good point. I'm not sure if I see him jumping all the way in that villain seat. What I mean by that is actually expressing and verbalizing those words and saying, I want out, trade me, or I'm not playing. I don't know if I see Aaron Rodgers doing that, because I do believe he wants to be in a good situation, in one of the best situations, if not the best situation for him in terms of winning, is the Green Bay Packers, where he currently stands and is under contract. However, I will say this. When you think about Aaron Rodgers and changing, he has gotten a lot of what he's wanted. He has been able to have a lot of say. And I think that is where his longevity, his if you will, what's the word I'm looking for? His leverage has afforded him that opportunity. Something that players look to and want to have and acquire is what Aaron Rodgers sit in right now. He's standing in a mountain full of leverage where whatever he wants, he can potentially get. And he's using that to his advantage for the first time. And it could be possibly to a detriment if it required more money. I just truly believe that knowing who he is and seeing the course of his career and his maturation process and how he's grown into whoever he is today, I don't truly believe he's willing to be that villain. You heard him say out of his, it's not about the money. It's about relationships. So it's always about making sure that it's not all on him. And I just don't believe if he plays that villain role, he's stepping into it saying, hey, I don't care what anybody thinks. This is what I'm doing. And I don't see that truly and solely being the case.
J-Mac, you need to catch up. The villain role was last summer when he was MIA, and it was, I'm unhappy with the organization. Since then, he's had the cleanse in every way possible. He's writing letters to the people that he's jilted, his teammates. He's talking up Brian Gutekunst. And by the way, that's the last time I'm going to say Gutekunst because it doesn't actually roll off the tongue. I'm just going to say Packers management. I get the sense that they're trying to find a way to make this work. And I dare say that some of this may be that he's looking at the Tom Brady experience. Yes, Tom Brady left and went to Tampa Bay and he won a Super Bowl. But then it fell off the cliff. And where is he left? Well, Tom Brady literally left. He's gone into retirement. I get the sense that Aaron Rodgers realizes now that he has it pretty good in Green Bay, especially now that they're giving him a voice. They didn't just hire Tom Clements, the new QB coach. My understanding is that they did that in consultation with Aaron Rodgers. That's exactly what he wanted. Now, all that said, I find it really funny that we keep saying we can't wait till Aaron Rodgers makes his decision. Like it's his decision. This still remains the Green Bay Packers management's decision. He's under contract. He can't just unilaterally leave. He's not a free agent. He doesn't have a player option. It's not his decision. He's not James Harden, who could leave the Philadelphia 76ers, opt out of his contract, and leave the Philadelphia 76ers this summer and go wherever he wants. Aaron Rodgers is not in that camp. At the very best, it's a mutual decision. And the Green Bay Packers management has said that it begins and ends with the quarterback. Well, I guarantee you they don't want it to begin and end with Jordan Love right now. You would much rather have it begin and end with the two-time MVP. So it is their desire to have Aaron Rodgers back. And now it's just a matter of how do we find a place where Aaron is comfortable coming back and being part of this and not threatening to retire or do any of those things. And Packers management made it very clear. We made no promises that we were going to trade him last summer. So this working it out is simply a matter of, okay, obviously with the cap situation, they need to do a new contract with Aaron. They need to negotiate a new deal.
Rick, I remember last year.
That's the hurdle that has to become.
Last year, you and I went at it, I think it was on another show here on this network, about Rodgers. And I liken that to basically Aaron Rodgers last summer was the kid who you know, like the 4-year-old you take out to Denny's or you go to IHOP, and the kid's just throwing a temper tantrum, demanding the phone and screen time. That's what Aaron Rodgers did last summer. This summer, I think, is a little more real because he can retire. He has that leverage that Greg talked about. And I do believe, Rick, that Aaron Rodgers has seen the last 2 seasons. You mentioned Tom Brady. I'm done with Bill Belichick cursing me out and treating me like garbage in the quarterback room. I'm friggin' Tom Brady. He saw that, and then Matt Stafford in Detroit. Okay, Matt Stafford never won jack squat in Detroit. Politely says, hey, guys, can you unload me? I had a good run. Can you help me out and, like, throw me a lifeline and let me go play for a real franchise? Matt Stafford goes to the Rams and wins the Super Bowl. That's 2 straight quarterbacks who left their situation. Brady was in a great one. Stafford less so. And they got what they wanted, and they won a Super Bowl. Now we have Aaron Rodgers, who, by the way, is 7-9 in his playoff games in Green Bay since winning the Super Bowl. And he's lost 5 of those in the NFC Championship game. At some point, I know they have a contender, thanks to Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how good that roster is without Rodgers. You know, we'll find out if Jordan Love goes in there and they win 7 games, 6, 7 games. You know, Greg, maybe 7, 8 wins. It's all Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. If he goes to another team, I think he will be embraced by that team. I think the drama recedes a little bit because he's in a new environment. I really do believe that's the best for him, man.
You don't get to go elsewhere. You don't get to. No. You don't get to say some team. You don't get to just say he gets to leave and he gets to find the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the LA Rams. 2 teams that were perfectly set up to win a Super Bowl, and all they needed was a quarterback. Yeah. So you give me the team right now that is 1 quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl. Well, that's what I need. You don't get to say, because Matt did it and because Tom did it, now Aaron's going to go do it. They had the perfect place to go. And that's the problem with him going elsewhere, is I don't see that perfect place. I don't see a place that is distinctively better than what he has in Green Bay.
Rick is saying, like, Tampa was perfect, right? Tampa hadn't made the playoffs in, I think, 10 or 15 years. And I think they were 500 or below in, like, all those seasons. Jameis Winston, a total dumpster fire. But it was perfect for Tom Brady to slide in. You're right. I do believe the Denver Broncos, and I've talked with Mark Schlereth here of Fox about this at length. You look at that Broncos roster, and soup to nuts, they have one of the most talented rosters in the league. From a young perspective, from a first-round pick perspective, if you were to say to Green Bay, hey, man, we could throw Bradley Chubb your way, we could throw a first-round pick, and I know the Packers are not in a position to ask for the world if Rodgers wants out, but that Denver roster is absolutely loaded at receiver. The running back room is good. The defense is ferocious. Top 10 defense in the league. Special teams, the home field advantage. This Denver team, I know they're in a tough division, Rick, but that team with Aaron Rodgers instantly vaults into probably top 6 or 7 Super Bowl odds to win the championship next year. I think Denver is the perfect fit for Aaron Rodgers.
I think you're missing Rick's point. He's not saying that he wouldn't make them a better team. I think anywhere Aaron Rodgers ends up, he immediately makes them a better team. He improves their chances and he makes them a contender. That's just who he is. However, I want to go back to you mentioning the Patriots and Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford and the Lions. Two totally different situations.
Yes.
Tom Brady, he felt like, you know what, I've done all I can. Now they haven't stepped up and put the pieces around me. So it's best suited if I leave. Matthew Stafford felt like, well, shoot, I've always done everything that I could do, even when I was injured. And they put pieces around me, and it just has never been enough. We're just dysfunctional. We're Detroit, and we can't make it happen. So he goes to the Rams, and then it works out. Aaron Rodgers, more than I think we even ever talk about, this is unfinished business. You're talking about a quarterback that has a team that has been in the NFC Championship 2 of the last 3 seasons, been a contender, a viable, a real contender each season. This year, I truly believed if they got past the 49ers, they would win it. That didn't happen. You talk about all these pieces that has been acquired because of your quarterback, because of what he desired, because of his ability to function with relationship and have great relationships not only on the field but off the field, and make his waning moments or his last moments in Green Bay, his whatever, how many years left, the best that he could possibly experience from a on the field and an off the field experience, and you walk away and you still have all that in place, that's unfinished business. I don't see him just completely walking away from that to go to a situation that is just as much not guaranteed. If it's not a lock in Green Bay, how can we sit here and say it's a lock somewhere else?
I'm sure that Aaron Rodgers has all the confidence in the world, as a 2-time MVP should. He displays it every time he takes the field. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers and I'm being logical about it, if I'm being strategic about it, I don't want to go to the Denver Broncos in the AFC West where I have to go through Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the number one thing that you want in going for a Super Bowl is you want to have that first weekend bye, and you want to have home field advantage for as long as you possibly can. All of that is up in the air if he goes to the AFC West. And those teams are only going to get better because those quarterbacks are only younger. So I'm sorry, J-Mac. Okay, I'm not giving you that the Denver Broncos. Man, am I going NBA hard here. The Denver Broncos are like primed, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were, or the LA Rams were. Where were the Denver Broncos last year? What did they show me last year? You're going to put all that on the quarterback? That was the only missing piece? I don't think so.
Well, Rick, here's the only thing you're missing. You know what the Denver Broncos didn't do? They didn't draft your replacement 2 years ago in the first round. Okay? They didn't do that. And then
again,
Aaron Rodgers was
that's
so
old
upset.
News. That was last.
Go
that
get
was
me
last
Randall
summer.
Cobb. I want a 30-year-old slot receiver who I love. Go get me Randall Cobb, damn it. That's what he went to Green Bay and said. Greg, if that's not someone unhappy with the supporting cast, by the way, the Packers supporting cast is not great. Go look skill position players. Apple
did they go
for
and
apple.
get Randall Cobb,
Denver
or
is
did they
better
not
than
go
Green
get
Bay.
Randall Cobb?
That's a fact, Greg. Go look at the supporting cast. Denver has better receivers. They're better at tight end. Running back, probably not. But they're on the come up at running back in Denver. I'm just telling you, the skill position players in Denver are at least as good or better than, and I would say better than, what Aaron Rodgers has in Green Bay. And that's why he threw that hissy fit. Get me this. And then, again, what happens in the playoffs? Well, this team you built, Gutekunst, I'll take a chance at it, Rick. Why not? The team you built can't get over the hump because you guys never fix special teams. So you draft my replacement 2 years ago, then you don't ante up at the wide receiver room, and then you don't fix the special teams. You guys, I'm out of here. I'm done. You're not fixing it. Goodbye. I'm out. Like, Greg, why isn't that a logical scenario for a guy who's willing to go on a podcast and talk about the vaccine for 30 minutes and talk about a cleanse for 45 minutes? Like, this guy's, I don't want to say he's, unhinged right now, but Aaron Rodgers is not the same dude we saw for a decade in Green Bay. He's just a different guy right now.
Greg, J-Mac's got issues that Aaron's not going on the podcast. That's what it is.
I agree with that, Rick. But J-Mac, you got to understand, like, he's a different guy, but they're a different team because they continue to give him what he's asking for. And at some point, if you're being given everything that you ask for, the expectation is that you now deliver. Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because everything that he was looking for was there. It was set up. And even when he asked for Rob Gronkowski, for Antonio Brown, all these additional pieces, he got them. But what did he do? He delivered. He delivered because that was his end of the deal. And what I'm saying is there's unfinished business when you have been given all these things, all these assets. You talk about them not having all the pieces and they don't have the receiver. Yes, they do. They have enough. It's just that they haven't gotten it done. And I will say this in wrapping. When you look at the Denver Broncos, yes, they have a very young, talented roster. But if you acquire Aaron Rodgers, you're going to have to give up some of that talent. You're not going to have the same roster. And everybody makes it seem like, oh, all they're going to do is just insert Aaron Rodgers. No, they're going to lose some pieces. That is how the trade works. You're not going to have this personnel that looks so promising and so futuristic. It doesn't work that way, J-Mac. You know this and I know this.
Excellent point. Here's the other part, and the Green Bay Packers management has made this clear. They still consider themselves competitive right now. They're still expecting to have a great quarterback at that position. How are they getting that done if they move Aaron Rodgers? Who's coming back the other way? That's the other part of this equation, and I'll go back to what I said at the top. This is not a unilateral decision by Aaron Rodgers. If he's going to be moved, it has to be in concert with what the Green Bay Packers want. If he's going to stay, it has to be in concert with what the Green Bay Packers want. And all the signals coming out of Green Bay is that they want Aaron Rodgers there. So it's a matter of finding a way to make it work. And all of the signals that we're getting from Aaron Rodgers is that he is far more open to doing that this summer than he was last summer. So whether he wants $50 million or not, I'm going to put that to the side because honestly, a two-time MVP, if anybody could ask for $50 million a year, it's a two-time MVP. I understand what it would do to his to the competitive opportunity. But bottom line is, for all of the signals last year that Aaron wanted out, I'm getting the exact opposite vibe right now. Something has changed, J-Mac, and it's changed with Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.